Alright, what is up, people? Petravita here. This is a video I've wanted to do for a little while. It's going to be a long one, so I'm going to keep this intro and explanation of what we're doing short. Earlier this month, I played a live show. I did about a 25-minute set, and I uploaded just some raw video of that raw footage of the performance, a couple weeks ago. But what I wanted to do today was actually walk through and talk about what I liked, what I didn't, how I want to improve my next live show, what worked, what didn't, what you might not see, but was happening on the other side of the camera, etc. And I wanted to make this because I think performing live is kind of one of the most polarizing and common things you see people worrying about when they're doing any kind of music, but especially we see it on, rapping forums and subreddits and stuff. And it goes, different ways. Some people they're like me, and it's their main thing is, how do I book shows? Where am I, going? I gotta hustle to get shows. I love doing it already. And then you have the other side of the spectrum. I've never done it, or I've done it a couple times, but I'm really afraid of forgetting the words, or it makes me really nervous, or I'm not that good at it yet. What do I do with my hands? I don't know. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and make this video, and we could kind of talk about some stuff that worked for me and some stuff that didn't, and maybe through me learning and improving, you guys can learn something too. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I've been dragging my feet, so here I am, 6 a.m. in the morning. I got my coffee, I got my water, and let's just start this up. So I'm just going to go through, and I'll pause it when I have something to say. Lego. Yeah. A little louder for me. Ooh. So, okay, alright, right off the bat, at the beginning I said a little louder there. Even if something sounds good during sound check, a room might be louder when there are more people there, or maybe you didn't get to sound check your first one on or something like that. So if you hear your beat and it starts playing and you can tell right off the bat that either your voice is going to be too quiet or the beat itself is like, I'm not going to be able to be hype to this and give it all my energy because I'm going to almost tone it down so I can hear the beat and stay on beat. Say something to the audio engineer like I did just there, and I think I maybe even do again later, and just say, hey, can I get more of the beat on stage? And they know, they can hear what's sounding good out in the crowd, but they can't hear from your perspective the monitors on stage and what you're hearing of yourself. So be vocal about that. Don't be, they're very used to people asking for this kind of thing, so don't be afraid to ask them nicely if they'll adjust something for you.
Yeah, ready for this? Yeah, we need a lot of energy right now. We're gonna bring it in for a fun party next half an hour. Y'all ready? Look, now I invented swag. No way to scratch that. Write my own lyrics, they could go up like a hatchback. Spending too much time on your message board. Flashback, dealers wanna give me some love and then the cash back. I can spit this venom and
a lot of energy, a lot of movement out there, Petra. Anyways, I was gonna say, the reason I paused it there, I said I had a lyric that's dealers want to give me my drugs and then the cash back, and I think I put dealers want to give me some love and then the cash back or something here. Reason being, it was literally like a drug-free youth venue that this show was at, and since they had specified in the email, sorry, it's so early I can't pronounce anything, but since they had said in some of their earlier emails, yeah, oh, I like the sound of your stuff. They probably heard some happy hip hop stuff I'd released on Spotify, and they're like, we want to keep this kind of drug free or a certain theme. There might be a lot of young people there and stuff. And so I figured that maybe in the first 15 seconds of my song, it wasn't good if I contradicted that when I said, yeah, that's fine. So switch it up. You can think about your audience and how important it is to you to do that, or if being a little bit punk and not switching things up is going to work out better for you. But, in the beginning, I'm just trying to get as many shows as possible, so I like to respect the venue runners and leave a best, good impression on them as well as the audience.
enemies till the end. You try and spit a little and spit'll run down your chin. Welcome to the big leagues. Knocking at your door again, waiting in your driveway. Hop in my DeLorean. This is where we
don't want to dance into that stand.
Sitting on the internet, snort a little cinnamon. Grab y'all's mixtapes, 3-point them in a bin. Write this in my cerebellum, I don't even need a pen. Mind like a fortress, gold bar stronghold. Built like a MacBook, slim with a big dongle. It's just a preview, coming up to slay soon. Make you do a double take as if I was a day. Well, girl, give me big brain, call it an idea. I put my words together like a lounge chair from Ikea. This way we call it, if I falter I don't see it. If they handed me a crown, I'll melt it down and eat it. Time I'm shitting gold bars, thus far defeated. After everything I
There'll probably be some parts later. There was a part there that, let's see, let me go back real quick.
you coming up the slave shoot, make you do a double take as if I was a day room. Girl, give me big brain, call it an idea. I put my words together like a lounge chair from IKEA. This way we call it. If I falter, I don't see it. If they handed me a crown, I'll melt it down and eat it. Time I'm shitting gold bars. Thus far defeated. After everything I'm touching, I'm stuck with the gut feeling that.
I just realized that I'd said like one word different than I wrote it, and then I recorded like the studio version. I was gonna say, don't sweat that kind of stuff when you're on stage. Don't let that throw you. There are some songs that I maybe do a little bit different every time. A great thing to remember is no one knows what kind of ended up on the cutting room floor or what the original was, especially if it's a lot of new people. No one's gonna be upset that you changed one word or whatever. Just keep your flow going and kill it.
This is for the all time, this is for the streaming, it's for the dead CDs and everybody singing like 1, 2, and nah, 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 3, 4, and nah, 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 1, 2, and nah, 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 3, 4, and nah, nah, nah. Give me a bit of the rhythm and I'm gonna go.
Like that little kid right here with his hand up. Nah, nah, nah. You can hear him. One thing I would say too, just thinking about song choice and setup, you have noticed I'm obviously using the Otis beat. The sample's Otis Redding. This is Jay-Z and Kanye West to the original. It's not a bad idea if you're new to, if you have something where you've done a remix, where you've used a very popular or known beat that's a little bit high energy and hype on its own, that you can kind of win people over to your side a little bit early by kicking things off with that. You could even just make a quick little intro track or something like that to that utilizes a famous song. You absolutely don't have to. I've just found it to be a good way to get people on your side, something a lot of people have heard. So when you hold out the mic, a few people will yell back at you. They know what they're supposed to do. Just food for thought.
But like I never see it again. I'm making a man so I can ascend and never to hit the Spotify trends. Ooh, show me some Jesus dance. Praise so much sweeter than berry, so I'm leaving with these leaves. Read the round ahead. So if you love it, you better be jumping until you be breaking your bones. And I'm gonna live it and drive and dive until I can swoon and see in your phone. This is my life, this is my night, and this is my right, and this is my home. There's my own little piece of a dream, and I would never trade it for all that I own. So what you got for me? Open doors 2 and 3. Number 1 was painted over with a headshot of me. It's your last chance to study and ask questions. If you need my blessing, then I think that you should let it be. I never thought I'd ever put down money on a track. I never thought I'd earn enough your love to make it back. I never thought I'd ever get my ass up on a stage. And I never thought I'd fill my days with art and then get paid. So it's 1 for the dreamers, 1 for the schemers, 1 for the screamers and the people getting loud. So when this comes back in, I want to hear every single person in here shout it out with me. Goes 1, 2, and nah, 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 3, 4, and nah, 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 1, 2, and nah, 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 3, 4, and nah, nah, nah. That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank the crowd.
My name is Petravita. We're gonna have a little party.
After your first song, good space to introduce yourself. It's weird if people walk out and like say it right away necessarily. I mean, I don't know. Nobody cares at that point. Give them a reason to care. So do one song that a few people enjoy before you kind of go into a spiel of I'm Petravita. You can find my music. Blah blah blah.
Together, we're gonna do a lot of things tonight. We're gonna dance, we're gonna clap, we're gonna wave our hands, we're gonna talk about happy things, we're gonna talk about sad, death things, we're gonna go all over the place, but I hope you join me for the journey. Everything you're about to hear, with the exception of the next song, is original music of mine. You can find it on Spotify, wherever you listen to music. But this next song is just a fun one. It's just something to rap to, and I want to do it with you all right now. It's called Whoa, Whoa, Whoa by an artist I love called George Watsky. Let's do it.
So I put a cover in the set here. Don't have to do it. I have enough songs to not have a cover and fill the time they gave me, but I don't know. I just like this one, and as I write things of my own that I elicit the same mood I want in that part of the set, then then I cycle out covers and stuff like that. But don't be afraid to put them in, mix it in with your live stuff. You can kind of show a little bit of your own inspirations and stylistic things maybe that you're working towards or want to do, but don't have yet by doing this. So don't be afraid to drop a cover in if you feel you can do it justice.
Look, I'm a phenomenon, and I gotta bring pain in the octagon. When I wanna spit game in a soccer mom, I get it quicker than the left lane on the like Ramadan. I could bet a young Padawans all the damn day. I'm getting naked and I'm hopping on a record bus, so when I got the motherfucker all flambe. I go to Miley's house, I see that Miley's home. I play Miley's ribcage with my dick like it's a xylophone. Yes, that was highly fucked up, but my skills are highly honed. And if I was highly hyphy, I might be more widely known. C'est la vie, better pay my fee. They kick it in Seattle in a Patagonia jacket and they get it in the bank in a plain white tee. Hey mommy, UPYT, wanna see me speak, then I'll go. Every time I get a beat, I know I gotta beat it up. I bend it, then I break it, then I chop it, then I eat it up. And Peter would never approve of the way I've been treating the music. I bleed it, I bruise it, I keep it to the curb, and then I'm sipping on my bourbon. I'm cranking it, doing it, keeping it moving. I'm picking apart the muscle when I'm thinking about the hustle. When I'm nice, hands up.
Personally, I think audience interaction and like hand waving and clapping, things like that, is something that it's easy to struggle with in the beginning. And just a little side note to people here: realize that you have a little bit. Don't be a dick, but you have a little bit of power on stage. People are they're looking at the stage where you are. You are there to entertain them. They're looking to and at what you do for the time you're up there. So commit to, if you want people to wave or clap or do whatever. Even if it's just you at first, or if people join in, great. Like, test the waters. Don't be afraid to do that. One thing to think about at the end of the day is anything that happens on stage that you think was like, ooh, that was, maybe people thought that was cringe, that was awkward, I tried to pull that off and it didn't work or whatever. You got to understand, you're starting at such a high step, because the percentage of people that would even be brave enough to get on stage and do what you're doing and memorize however many thousand words over the course of half an hour, that many, that's not something that a big percentage of people do. You've already got a one-up by, like, giving yourself that boost and getting up there. So don't worry about that. Commit to do this. Make it, think about what makes a show fun for you. And I think a lot of times it is when people are very involved and you get to be a little bit of a part of the show and just kind of while out with them.
What do you take us for? I jumped the freeway needy and I'm savage, because my mode is that I'm meaner than the average. Like my teacher taught me when I heard the crowd applaud, I thought I was an atheist until I realized I'm a god.
Alright, I don't know why I like putting my foot up on stuff and kind of being able to like kneel and like lean into the crowd just as something different to do than walking back and forth the whole time. I don't know if that's like proper etiquette to put your foot on the venue's monitors. I'm not sure. I feel like I do it too often out of habit. No one said anything or given me a look, but I don't know. You can gauge reactions.
You can hurt a bit when I murder shit. In a moment I'll be tying off a tourniquet. When I burn him and I hit him in the sternum, I don't even gotta enter, but I'm gonna win the tournament. That's what I'm all about. Doing what I gotta do and never get a pout. And I'm hoping that it would have been the end of it, I'm out. But they never tend to give me the benefit of the doubt. Ever since I was a little kid, you know that I've been looking for the hot spotlight.
Fun fact, when I said little kid, I leaned down and talked to the little kids. It was like the two youngest guys that are down here that you can hear them every once in a while.
And if you really wonder what I think about the competition, they were not tight. I've been reading my scripture. Yeah.
That's a good point as well. I know I'm pausing a lot, but that's what this video is for. If you want to just watch it all the way through, there's another video, a couple videos ago that's just the performance. So this one's for the commentary. So I will pause it a lot, but hopefully it's helpful. What I was going to mention is personalize your eye contact and how you focus on individual crowd members. I mean, don't be creepy and like only look at the hot girl or something the whole time, but be kind of present in, if you can, if you're comfortable enough and you're kind of getting to that point where you're not, the lines are kind of coming automatic, so you can think about more what you're doing as a show and your presentation, then do that when you say certain lines. Look down at someone, maybe you think it relates to them, or just randomly throughout, make contact with different people. I don't know, reach out, fist bump them, I don't know, be that guy.
Put a woman wanna be in my picture, and you better bet I'm living every single day like it's a motherfucking Catalina wine mixer. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. When I walk in, I'm the king of the room, and I get it locked in like a king in a tomb, and they spit it toxins and they cough from the fume. Cause I'm back in the nick of time and attacking a fickle man. I'm a Jekyll, a rippersaddle, tackle and pick fight. I'm Dracula, send a fight in the black of the bitter night, and I'm out. Hands up. What do you take us for?
You guys see that? Why did I drink a cup? I wasn't on the camera. I only drank a cup like this.
What do you take us for?
I go again, standing on the fucking speaker.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck do you take us for? Thank you very much, guys. Fast rapping is all fun.
You can see the guy running the venue up over there with the fog machine.
This next song is about love. And I don't mean that cute puppy dog shit. I mean the dirty, nasty, sexy love that you keep coming back to even though you know you really shouldn't.
Feel free to be goofy with your like interludes, your banter, what you're gonna say between songs. Like, practice that, make a story of it. Try not to just wing it. There was a show I did a couple, maybe like a month and a half, 2 months before this, where I could feel that I had practiced more and had more down. It was almost like making a very, very mini stand-up act in between the songs where I wanted to say something a bit funny and get a different reaction out of the crowd. Everyone has different styles, so if that's not like a talent of yours or not something you care to do, you don't have to, but I think it brings something. Also, it's worse in the morning and when I'm having coffee. But fun fact about me, my uvula, the little, I think that's what it's called, the little thing that hangs down in the back of your throat, is like misformed since birth, and I get like very easily like tickles and like phlegm stuck in my throat and stuff. And so I apologize for all the throat clearing. I try and mute the mic sometimes, but anyways, fuck it.
But this song about bad love is so much better if we all sing it instead of me. So it goes
This
like
is
this.
an interesting part.
It's a simple chorus and I'm gonna sing. Girl, you go so low just to get me high. And you're gonna get 'em back with, don't act like you don't know. Try it now. Said, girl, you go so low just to get me high. Don't act like you don't know.
You could hear like barely one or two people like do it, like crickets, right? So this is an interesting thing because the show I had done it before, and granted there were a few more people in the front, but there were actually more in this room. It was just a bigger room. People were a little more spread out, not as engaged at this show. And there was a lot of singing back, and it was like people were really into it. And this one they were not, and that was kind of an interesting thing. But I press through and we'll keep watching. I'll talk in a sec.
More. Girl, you go so low just to get me high. Don't act like you don't know. Don't be embarrassed. If I can get up here and do this shit for 25 minutes, you guys can sing a line.
Okay, so that part. Don't be embarrassed. If I could do this for 20 minutes, because it came off so wrong. And I remember someone afterwards like, oh, I thought that was funny. And I was like, no, I just felt like a dick. Like, I was like, that was not how I wanted it to come across at all. Like, it was one of those, like, in my head moments where I was, like, going to try and, like, make it funny. And then it was just like, ugh. They're probably like, what an asshole. I don't know. People it didn't seem to affect the rest of the show, but I felt bad. I folded inward and cringed a little bit. But you just keep on keeping on. When you do audience interaction parts and stuff like that, gauge it, of course, and you can see how hard you want to commit or not if it seems like people aren't into a certain thing you're doing. But if you have a few people that are, like the brave souls that shouted there when the rest of the room was quiet. Fun fact as well, Sweden in general, a lot of times, it was different the last show, so it's not, you can't just like stereotype everything, but it's not uncommon for people to be a little more reserved and kind of in public, like not want to do things if everyone else isn't doing it. So that's kind of a cultural thing as well that's got to work around, but not that I think that was the main factor here, because it's gone well at other shows, but just worth mentioning. But anyways, what I was gonna say is, even if it's only a few people doing it, make sure you still make it fun for those people, and don't kind of give up or give less energy because you don't feel like enough people are jumping in on your gimmick or whatever you'd planned out that you thought would be fun during the show. So feel free to keep doing it with the people that are participating. Fun fact, right? One of those kids after the show, we were walking out, and in the parking lot, I'd brought some free merch and just kind of put it out after my set and just walked away and let whoever took whatever could take it. And one of those kids shouted, saw me walking with the people I was with when we were leaving, and and he shouted, and he was like, "I took one of your posters for my room," and like, I don't know, I was like, wow, that's so cool. But he was one of the people that was engaged and singing along and stuff. And if I would have been like, oh man, only 2 to 3 people are yelling this chorus back at me, it was like 20 last time that decided to participate, I might as well just not even do that part and be bored and sulk. Then that would go very differently, right? So you're up there to entertain, you're up there to do your act, so don't be afraid to stick to it for the people that it's resonating with.
Let's do it. This is high five.
See, I don't know, people were fine with clapping, but the singing was too much. Attempting to clap anyways. Love you guys in the crowd. Some of the clapping near the camera was so off.
I'm just your type. I'm fully yours when you grip my thighs and you gently rocking me side to side. You bite my ear, do that thing I like, and then you whisper into it that I'm just your type. 'Cause girl, you go so low just to get me high. Don't act like you don't know. Girl, you go so low just to get me high. Every time when I take her too close, she's already stacked, you know. I'm in the mousetrap, feeding for the cheese below. See my clean frosting on top of candy thrown, but after all that sweet, I know the sour to follow. Close behind, and I guess the worst is I only had a couple nights I look back on as worth it, unnerving. When that side of you would get purchased, it took over and tore into my pride with a purpose. Now you're back at it, and I grip your thighs, but you gently rock me side to side. You tell me that you're sorry, and I give in with a sigh. This is one more night, just one last time. God damn, you go so low just to get me high. Don't act like you don't know. Girl, you go so low.
One thing in this song, there's some things where it's like, not sure like what I'm doing with my hand, or you're just kind of behind my back, or different things to like have something to do with it, right? One thing I would even like focus on too is parts like that where there's maybe a lull. There's kind of a lull in things, so you're not fast rapping. Don't have maybe a natural inclination to like and have your hand out in front of you, or whatever you do, your rap hands. Don't be afraid to like, have 2 hands on the microphone, something like that. Can be a way to kind of bridge a little bit of the hand space, the hand time. Also, I was gonna say, sorry for the quality. I know, like, it's not a super high resolution video in the dark lighting and stuff in here, and the sound, some of the beats aren't picked up that well by the phone mic if they're kind of have frequencies concentrated in a certain place. But it's the same reason I'm using this footage rather than some of the other clips from the show, and rather than some of the clips from actually the show before this, where I thought maybe I brought it a little bit more as far as being really clean and ready with kind of everything, my act down and crisp. But for the same reason, none of those were full set videos. They were very chopped up and kind of fragmented, and so I wanted to be able to have this to do all the way through.
To get me high, don't act like you don't know. Yeah, and I'm slipping in a puddle of you, and when I look up from the ground, I think you're looking kind of cute. Tell us about a stream of steam whispering up from my boots, and I see I got a couple gaping holes in my shoes. 'Cause you're toxic, I should be nauseous, but instead I'm drawn right back to the caustic. Costly nights and the suicidal mornings, I just roll my eyes like I read a stupid warning. And that's fitting, 'cause you're a bottle to me. I choke you down till I can barely breathe. I love the way you need me and grieve so easily is power, and I long to feed sickness. What happened to her? When did bliss turn loose? What happened to her? What happened to this song? What happened to this song? What happened
Shit.
to this song? Supposed to be happy.
Just got a phone alert about something with Game of Thrones. Sorry guys, I gotta go. We'll do this later. Forgot there was an episode last night, but hopefully this has been helpful. I'm just fucking with you.
Girl, you go so low just to get me high. Don't act like you don't know. Girl, you go so low just
So you can hear some people taking a picture of video and some people laughing as well when I do this. Which is part of why I've started the last couple of performances ending this song like this and laying down on the ground, just doing something different. Again, it's one of those things. It's like give yourself permission to do whatever kind of fun thing you want to do. The more you create an experience that is unique and funny, and people can not necessarily, it doesn't have to be funny like completely comedic, but just from a people might talk about this standpoint, then do it. So if I lie down and sing the last part when you know, girl you go so low, just to get me high, and I don't know, I just lay down on the ground for the last hook, why not?
Thank you very much, everyone. That was high five.
And then I get back up with my old man knees.
One of my favorite things about music
Pause.
is being able to blend different genres, different time periods, sewing different things together. Some of you may have seen the new country trap song making the rounds right now that is everywhere, and I like that kind of thing. I like blurring boundaries and borders between music.
I don't want to get the video.
And I wrote a song about doing this, being confident in yourself, getting up on stage, chasing a dream, not having a regret about not chasing it. And I thought, why don't we make it even weirder? So I set it to disco, to an Earth, Wind, and Fire instrumental you may have heard. It's called September. Let's do it.
I just decided recently to just throw this wild card in the set for whatever reason.
Maybe hands again.
I like that sunshine from my pocket, and actually like doing something there. The more and more I practice, the more I actually realize how good it is to almost have down what you're going to do with every single line and how you can make it look as more and more every time like a real performance and not just, all right, thank God I got the words memorized in time. Now I'm going to recite them for my 25 minutes and then get down.
A little more sang with a little more sycamore bark. I bet this year with a little more life. I'm living at the end of a rainbow drive in a unicorn sprint. I'm a charge with a spike to the spleen. Kidney beans, yeah. What you want this year? Yeah. What you gonna make happen? Yeah. What you gonna create this year? Hold tight to the things that can keep you laughing. Tell me what you're doing when you start inside a movie with your cinematic energy and get the people moving. And I never put you down. I never would I be assuming, but I kinda sense a bit of bitterness inside your movement. You're always on the hunt for something that you never had, and now you got a little bit. And even if it made you glad, it made you go a little harder. Run away from where you're at, and you're a juggernaut without a thought. I started getting mad. Of course, the problem with rapping about something you're passionate about over music that's kind of funny and light is your message might get lost. So I wrote a part 2 just to get a little more angry at you. We'll say the same thing but different. You may not agree with this song, or it's wrong. We started off easy, but in a minute you better believe me. You're about to be tested. Let's see if you leave me. Would you agree if I said what you're doing each day is a certified waste of a life? Grow up, get a job, and then sit in an office and then wait around for some kids in a white. Dreams die, don't let it lie. Taking no picture of you as a child. What was that sparkle you held in your eye? What would that child have to say about your life? What did you think when you just heard that line? What was that feeling you got down inside? Now gather it up from the pit of your stomach and aim. This is the day you take back control. Take your own mind, lead it back from the fold. Whether you're 18 or 80 years old, I'll accept nothing less than a medal that's gold. Look in the mirror like goddamn I'm fierce. Drown at their cheers like goddamn their tears are so far behind you they kinda remind you of ants in the glass of your rear view mirror. Are you an artist? You better paint it. Are you a human? Quit your complaining.
Again, one of those lines said like, you're supposed to say, I think, drown out their jeers instead of drown out their tears or something like that. I forget which one I actually messed up. I don't want to waste more time going back. But again, nobody knows what the word was supposed to be. If it makes enough sense, like, don't sweat it if you, in the heat of the moment, swap something around. Just keep going.
Never pretend for a day that I'm famous, but damn it, I'll live on my terms and I'm dangerous. Don't make your changes, this shit ain't painless. Please don't be brainless, I know that you hate this, but what if your life was a movie? Say, what would you rate it? You see it, still wanna be it, still slave away for the same company. You either wake up with regret or you don't. It's the simplest math and it's not being woke. You're over the top with indecision, living a blueprint that's not your vision. I'll lit the fire if you'll just read the smoke. So fight, love, crush it, go. Thanks, guys. So this song being about not having regret, not trying things you wanted to do, not settling for things you don't. And the importance of going after things was kind of punctuated for me. Near the end of the summer last year, I had a friend pass away. And he was 25, he went to sleep, his heart stopped, and he never woke up. And I could never talk with him again or hang out, and that is sad in its own right, but it also got me thinking a lot about how we divide up our time, how we make time for friends right now, and sometimes even replying to a message seems like more effort or you're busy, but we all have time. We could all watch one last episode of Netflix, play one last round of whatever game we're addicted to. But I wanted to write a song about these thoughts I was having and dedicate it to him. So I hope you guys can have a calm moment with me, and then we'll get back to the bouncier stuff. This song is called Oscar.
Slow it down in the middle of the set. When I did this song in an earlier one, I actually followed it up with a spoken word piece and then kind of brought the energy, built it back up, but I dropped that out of this show. Sorry, this one's hard to hear on the phone a little bit. Turn it up.
What a frightening age. I know. And it goes. Yeah, that was my last text. Unread silence was all I get. I'd like to think that we were so damn close, but last time we talked it been 2 months since. Now I'm frantic on obituaries. Your Facebook page has been memorialized. I see your family posting about how much they miss you. How the fuck did I not even realize that your burial was last week? Come to think of it, that might be the worst. Maybe finding out just in the nick of sorry, but it's too late, fuck you, he's in the dirt. Not that I blame anyone except myself. I keep coming back to the way you felt. Hope it was easy, peaceful, quiet, and love, cause it's only the good that could die so young. And what a quiet way to go.
Oh, this is worth noting. In the original song, I come straight out of the verse singing along with the backing vocals you hear there. So it goes right out of the last word of the verse to what a quiet way to go. And you'll notice I do it spoken, and I did the same thing on High Five, the third song in the set that I did earlier. And I wanted to mention why that is. Obviously, when you record things in the studio, right, you might do things differently. You might dub things in over. You might have a chorus kind of starting, overlapping the last word of a line. Don't be afraid to shake up the live arrangement, do it a little bit different. And so one way that I usually do that is I kind of give a little bit more of an emotional or a disconnected delivery by speaking the first repetition of the chorus, which doubles, as I said, as a way to kind of assist you with your breath coming, or just even your flow. If you literally, it's impossible because you're taking up some of the same time with multiple lines. So, you know, gets me around that obstacle. And then this for the second repetition, sing it with as I would normally in the recording.
What a frightening
You can hear that here.
I know.
I think for a song as well, I think a song as well like this that I will start doing is maybe having like a stool and a mic stand ready to kind of just switch things up. If you're going to have a calm song where there's not going to be a lot maybe of movement and things to do, then I don't think it's a bad idea to sort of just croon to the microphone stand, whether you're sitting up or you sit down for a song, and just it also kind of just breaks up what you're doing in the set overall. So I think I'm gonna whenever I'm able start doing that for any sets where I have a song like this in it, rather than staying standing.
We're so indebted to the people that we met, cause if we're with them for a second we get something, and maybe it's just my view, but I reckon there's some truth to the theory. Everybody is connected in a way that we can understand, a way that we could never plan. We float into each other one after another till we land, some on the shore, others lost at sea. Imprint on the survivors live on as a memory, we hope anyways. We hope that we stay, we hope that we hold you, our minds embrace. See, we all just float through this time and space, and we exist within our own tiny place until we don't move, and not always in the way that we choose. We try to stay strong and we shuffle
here comes
along
that
to that
chorus
mortal
thing.
coil, get shuffled loose, and what a quiet way to go.
See how it's speaking that first one instead of singing it.
What a frightening age. I know. Thank you, guys. Got a couple songs left for you to bridge the gap between that and something hype for the end. I wanted to share with you guys the latest song that I put out on Spotify. It's called Friend, and it's a little departure from what you've heard and what I normally do. It's a little more electronic, a little bit different. And
So this was a tough one. This is my first time trying out a song that was my latest release at the time. And hint, there's been something since. It's called Lovely Whenever. It's on Spotify. Ding! But anyways, this song, Friend, was the latest one I'd released. I don't know. It was a tough one to kind of do justice to live. It still had a different vibe from the rest of the set. I'm glad that I tried it. As I mentioned here, the person that I collaborated with was in the audience, but it was kind of last minute. But maybe if we sing it together, bring something to another performance of it. I'm not sure if I'll do this in more performances or not. But anyways, you can see how it goes.
the talented Lavana, who is here as well, helped sing on this. So hopefully, this is the first time I'm going to try and run through it. And at some point, if we can perform it together. But it's called Friend. Let's do it.
And this song uses auto-tune, and I didn't have the option to use, at least that I know of, to use a live auto-tune unit for performing. So that also kind of takes a little away from the vocals to have a very specific effect in the song.
Yeah. I'ma cruise on the back of an eagle today. Fly USA.
It's just a little dry, I feel like. But whatever. Gotta try stuff. Don't be afraid to try new stuff.
Maybe just a little bit. Ever since a little kid, I would dream of killing it like something was imminent. Now I'm feeling hot, make 'em dip a tongue in cinnamon. Now I'm feeling smooth, whipped cream, we gon' swim in it. Maybe when you feel this way, does it make you sway? Does it make you weak in the knees? To make you crave when I move your way, just flow to the beat, just dance to the breeze. I'm high up in the trees. Don't think I'll ever come down till they pull that plug. I'm a cut.
And again, this song is mellow enough that it kind of, I don't know, it sits in that in-between space. Do I sway back and forth while I do it? Do I stand or sit in place? Do I go all the way and try to move around a lot? Not sure. I'm still kind of feeling it out on this one. You guys can leave a comment if you have an idea of how you'd perform something with this kind of vibe. But it's something I kind of, take note of, and not sure if or what I'll do with it in the future. But
This rug, I'ma spread that love till they cut this sound. High up in the trees. Don't think I'll ever come down till they pull that plug. I'ma cut this rug, I'ma spread that love till they cut this sound. I've been away, but I'm feeling alright. When you feel that mood, it's riding a bike. It's a
kind of messed up the lyrics there. You can tell that I'm doing this one a little more last minute. It's not as rehearsed, as much energy. So again, that's a note where it being, it makes sense. It's important to really kind of have stuff down. Don't just do the bare minimum of memorizing the words. Go through that set and decide what you're going to do as much as you can, every verse and chorus and whatever, every line.
Your heavy life, and if you still feel down in the dumps despite, then let me introduce you to a friend of mine. He got the 1-2 step, and a boy ain't slept since the bass first dropped in his caveman head. Got no debt, move slick like wet. You can drip your sweat, he won't judge your shit. He crowned himself with the name of music. Scream to the people, hear my body use it. Bend me, break me, y'all abuse it. You can drift away, but you can never lose it. I'm high up in the trees. Don't think I'll ever come down till they pull that plug. I'ma cut that rug, I'ma spread that love till they cut this sound. I'm high up in the trees. Don't think I'll ever come down till they pull that plug. I'ma cut this rug, I'ma spread that love till they cut this sound. Yeah, I'm high up in the trees. Don't think I'll ever come down till they pull that plug and they cut this rug. I'ma spread that love till they cut this sound. Thank you very much for being a part of that with me, you guys.
Also wasn't sure how exactly I wanted to end it.
I got
fade it
one
out,
last song
etc.
for you right now. It's a funk have a song. It's
This
called
next
Easy
song I've done
Complicated. If you've enjoyed this, please let me know afterwards. I appreciate you guys being dope for me and both for all the other artists. If you want some random merch stuff I brought, feel free to ask too, because I got posters and buttons and stickers, and this guy's gonna have all of them. So, all right, let's do this. This is the last song, Easy Complicated.
I really want to do this one with the live bassist and maybe guitars and stuff. It'd be fun.
I'm like an animal that's stalking its prey. I'm sneaking closer to the scent of it every day, and I'm still fine though. Even when caught up inside a bind, though, I realign my spine and put my trust inside of mine. Knows I got close, so I could go toe to toe with all these average Joes, flowing so slow and thinking that their motion matches flow. Joe, I'll turn to beast mode when I duck the lynch low, leap up on my goal and I go in a fucking shredded. You can catch me on a bad day. I still remind you all of something my old man would say. You can take a shit hand, a bitch slap from life, and guide some real strife into something that don't look like a sad case. Caught up in the rap race.
I think you guys can, even if it's not like I don't feel it's my best performance of it, I think you guys can pretty quickly tell the difference between this and the last song. They're obviously very different sounds as far as kind of their upbeat and the energy to them, but even just the tightness of like delivery and how kind of excited I see about it. And if, you know, I think that the difference is clear. We have something more practice. It ain't rocket science, but I just want to kind of drill that home to you guys.
You just want the rap race, begging for
Drill that
fan
home,
base.
drive that
Carve
home.
the time to carve your own space, but they say nay. DJs won't play your life's work on radio waves. If this ain't hip hop, you can say this bitch drop bars down a well and you can smell that shit cause it's rotten. And my reaction will be to not give you traction, flashing middle fingers for good fashion, fishing out them bars, resume the action. And actually, I don't care if I cash it, could be forever, for my sound is ever meshing and mashing with what they sincerely wanna hear, what they like in their rapping. But I ain't never been popular, so I'm comfortable with that shit. Saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, taking stubs to date. It's just a matter of time before we make it. I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, taking stubs to date. It's just a matter of time before we make it. I don't really know if I'll ever be stacking Benjamins, but got a good authority that bars can become.
Okay, at the very end of that chorus, I said make it again instead of break shit, which is what it's supposed to be for the second repetition. I don't know. I messed that one up a lot. I don't know why. It's a very simple thing. But when you have backing vocals in, you put yourself in more danger of if you kind of want to switch up something on the fly, right? Because depending on how prominent those backing vocals are, if they come in saying something completely different than what you did, then maybe it will stand out more. Whether it's enough that anyone cares is up for debate, and honestly the answer is still probably no. It's not really going to detract from the overall performance and stuff unless it's just glaring and you know, really weird and you make it weird by stumbling or whatever. But I don't know, just interesting to think about when you think about your live performances. How many like emphasis doubles, ad-libs, do you have the chorus layered up and just take out the main one and have the other parts of the hook in there? And you know, you can make that decision differently depending on different songs. If you have a higher energy song like this, I tend to want to leave more in to kind of fill it and build it up. If you have a slower song like the one Oscar I did for my friend earlier, then you know, maybe some very subtle or just low volume radio effect doubles on the end of some lines, and then you know, put some lower layers under the chorus to give you a little bit of, you know, some padding there as you do that part. But it's up to you, but just food for thought in how you think about what you export when you're making a live version of your file.
I'm a sentiment to my enemies and practices my sentiment. Challenge myself like cinnamon. Psychopathic, I'm Dennis, and always sunny and funny enough. But don't crave the runny yellow rays of sunshine as much as everybody else does. Don't like it gloomy and rainy, I just don't check. I got blankets over my windows to keep my recordings echo free. I'm satisfied to stay inside them all the time. I've been my mind to automatic fire until I'm shooting blanks. I kick the writer's block in his crotch and don't stop until I'm dropping my words and cursing me while I'm yelling things. Cause you gotta take back what's yours, and if you never had it, we'll start at your ground floor. Ignore the entire world till you can't be ignored. Then go make yourself a ruckus, say fuck this, I'm kicking down their damn doors. I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, taking stuff to date. It's just a matter of time before we make it. And I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. We got scars to prove it, taking stuff to date. It's just a matter of time before we break shit.
Not a bad idea, depending on what your last song is. If you have an instrumental break naturally in there, like this song did, where you could fit in or you can add into the beat a few bars, where you can kind of give a kind of sign-off thank you. If you want to have a finish where the finish is the finish and it just ends when you're done and you don't say so much and stick around awkwardly on stage, but you want to right near the end give props to the venue or whatever and thank people, then not a bad idea to slip in, extra 4 to 8 bars of talking space, maybe before your last chorus or somewhere in the last song.
Bufo Catus and everyone for putting this on tonight. Really do appreciate you guys being here. Let's wrap it up. Look, why don't you show me something you got in the tank, dude? Words count for nothing, you can't buy food with a thank you. You run your mouth about how you be crafting dank grooves. Another month passed, your Spotify is still blank, dude. You were gonna paint too, you were making gains, dude. This is kinda lame, you still looking like the same. You never take the blame, you video games, you ambition on a tame route, looking kinda lame, dude. I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, take your stubs to date. Just a matter of time before we break shit. Hands up! I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, take your stubs to date. It's just a matter of time before we break shit. I ain't saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, take your stubs to date. It's just a matter of time before we break shit. Yeah.
I have no idea if this part sounds good to the audience. I just like yelling it.
Just a matter of time before we make it. I'm saying that it's easy, baby, but goddamn it isn't complicated. I got scars to prove it, taking stuff to date. It's just a matter of time before we break shit. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Sign off with a growl. There you have it. And that's that. So there you guys have it. That was my set. I guess what else can I mention? I enjoyed it, but like I said, I feel like it could have, there was things to tighten up. In something you didn't see, I don't know that I mentioned earlier, I have a set list on for something like this where you're going at least 6, 7, whatever plus songs, just to make sure you don't, I don't know, it's probably not an issue, but I always keep a set list on stage, maybe behind one of the monitors. It just shows what order I'm going through all the songs in. It's the same order. I try and keep things really easy for the sound guys, so if you're giving them a USB with a bunch of instrumentals, literally have it say 1- this song, 2- this song, as all the file names, so that it's easy if they, just sort them alphabetical, or they can show up in that order, that things don't get kind of weird. So anyways, or numerically, I guess, but you get what I'm saying, for sorting. And, and so I keep that on stage just to keep myself on track, and I know what story to tell next, which song I'm going to, so I don't sit there too long, doing that kind of thing. So there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and feel free, if you did enjoy it, give it a like. Share this video with your rapper friends and anyone you think it might help with their performances or just be interesting. Let me know if this kind of breakdown was interesting or helpful in the comments, or if you'd have me do it differently in the future. And let me know also just what kind of videos you want to see from someone struggling through the music biz in general. So thank you very much, and have a rad week. Happy Monday it is when this is coming out. Oh yeah, Lovely Whenever, again, new song out on Spotify or wherever you like to stream. Just look up Petravita. All right, I've talked a lot. Bye-bye.
How you feeling? Perfect, you're perfect today. How you feeling? Worth it, I'll see you on your way. Weather-wise, these suit and ties, say we've seen better days. But for us, this rainy gust is all we need to play. Night at the beach, we're dressing up.